Isn't it like double pole? Am I crazy?
Oh, is it like?
Yeah, you got that.
No, I need to.
Maybe we should have said stuff before.
It's okay. I can always cut. That's good enough.
Okay.
It's good enough for me. Honestly, I like starting out with just kind of giving my breakdown of other people. I usually don't talk to a whole lot of people.
Right, me too.
You know, and I think we often get set in our assumptions of other people.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's usually how I like to start. So who am I here with today?
I'm Jason. Sorry, I'm very bad at this.
No, you're good, man. It's all about, I guess from a host perspective,
yeah.
like you. If I'm calm, you're calm.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Because I don't think about it.
Yeah,
you know, it's
you'll realize, like you'll feel better about it. It's nothing to be stressed about or anything like that. But yeah, so you are generally pretty quiet.
True, I am pretty quiet.
I think this is all just like how I view you, but you are like somebody who has a lot underneath the shell, but you put out a really big barrier of entry.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And on top of that, you are very intelligent.
Thank you.
Like I just objectively, like you just are objectively very intelligent. What'd you get on your ACT?
27? Yeah, 27.
That's pretty good. And I know you've always like never really struggled with school. It's always been kind of like a secondary thing.
This is so true.
So I guess the first question I would have is like, what do you get out of school?
I mean, I think the most I get out of school is probably the most social aspect out of it. I mean, everyone gets a social aspect out of it. During COVID, you know, it was online. I was virtually online for, I think, like a year and a half, because I did it towards the end of 8th grade. And then 9th grade, I wasn't at school at all. No, 9th grade. Sorry. It's 6th grade. At the end of 6th grade.
Yeah, that's when like online started happening.
And then 7th grade, I didn't go to school at all. It was virtual all the time. And so socially, I didn't grow at all. I was like right now, it's the best state I've been in since forever ago.
Yeah.
Elementary, I wasn't really any social. Middle school, barely social. I mean, I guess I had some friends, but it wasn't many. And then high school, it was a lot better. I talked to you. I talked to a lot of people, and now I'm here, and I'm down to interview.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you were a little bit nervous coming in here, but then I did something that is kind of the goal is to like when I start doing interviews, I'll start having like evidence of them, and then. But you were a prime example of somebody who like, oh, I want to see what it looks like first.
Yeah.
And then I'm able to show you. And normally, like, the hope is that I would be like, oh, pull up my YouTube channel, pull up the YouTube page and be like, okay, here's all the interviews. Haven't gotten to it, unfortunately. I would be at 3 with yours, but right now it's going to be 2, and I haven't even posted Yair's interview. But we'll get there. So I just got to sit down and do it. It's not even that much to go through. But yeah, so your social adventure through schooling has been
it's been a rocky. It's been a rocky thing, you know. But I'm happy, I guess. I mean, I'm talking to you guys. I got to be here, University Heights, more social than in East Ridge.
Yeah.
Because there's so little people that you know most people here.
Yeah, you build better connections.
Connections, exactly. We have a lot of free time too. So, that helps a lot.
What do you think that kind of comes from? Like, were you always never social, or?
It's probably ego, I'll be honest.
Yes. Okay. This is another good part about stuff we've talked about. We've talked about a lot of stuff in the past before. A lot of really great concepts.
True.
And yeah, this is a great way. This is a great gateway to jump right in. Because I think your look on things is really fascinating, and you talk a lot about the ego, which is, it's funny to say that out loud, but it really is so fascinating. Yeah. It's so fascinating. But yeah, continue.
Ego. Let's see. During elementary school, I didn't really socialize with anybody. I always thought I was better than everybody, and that's where my like not being social came from. Though usually it probably was because I think like the elementary school I blocked out a lot of things. I really struggled, I guess, to say, because first speak language, I couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
Then there was I didn't have many friends. I valued family more than anything, so I really didn't care to socialize. I always thought I'm not gonna see any of these guys, but that affected me even towards now. Like I think I would have been more social if I was in elementary.
Really? Did you go back in time?
Yeah. But I don't know.
So it's kind of yeah. I remember when we talked about this before with like you feel like you're better than most people, so it kind of pushes you away from them. And I think even if I would have felt that, I would have done that differently. Like I feel like it wouldn't have pushed me away from people, but I also think that's just how you view it.
Yeah,
like you could view it as a thing where it's like, oh, why wouldn't I talk to everybody? There's
Yeah.
what's the harm in it? You know what I mean? But I guess for you, it's like if everybody's a waste of your time.
Yeah, I think I felt like I wouldn't talk to these people. I don't care what happens to people. It's elementary school. In elementary school, I had like a really, I don't know. I always thought of ahead, like at a middle school, and high school. Okay, in middle school, not middle school, elementary school, I got an invitation to a private school. My
Really?
teacher, yeah, she had like give me a recommendation thing to go to Chattanooga Prep. And so at that point, I mean, I was pretty smart. And I thought I'm gonna go there, so I just didn't care after that, and I just didn't because things happen, life. So I just couldn't go to Chattanooga Prep because it would have been a struggle for me and my family. So I just didn't go, and then because of that, I now in middle school I didn't care for anybody because I knew I had the opportunity to go there, so I thought, oh, I am better than you guys. I don't belong here. So, well, that started in elementary, but it moved on to middle school, and then virtual school also reinforced that because the lack of socializing, it just further festered in my mind and further reinforced that idea that I'm better than you guys, so I shouldn't socialize with you.
Yeah.
And that's basically it.
I think that's a very on paper that sounds like a very advanced kind of idea for like a younger person. So was it like did you really think deeply about it when you were younger?
Yeah, I always wanted to help my family. When I was in elementary school, I thought of graduating early, because I
From high
knew,
school?
just graduating early in high school, because I knew if I did that, I would have more time to help them, and all that stuff. I mean, I knew about all these things, but I didn't really know about them. I knew the surface level.
Yeah.
I didn't know what opportunities would come up like this. At university, I had no clue. It's brand new too. So, so that was my first goal. Like, do good in school, graduate early, and help my family. And that's where everything started with, just helping my family. I always cared deeply for my family, and I always wanted them to have the best thing, and I wanted to be there for them. And so that slope, I mean, it's a good thing to have like that. But that, with my ego, I guess I don't know where that came from. I'll be honest. Maybe because, like I said, elementary school, English not being my first language. Maybe I think I got bullied for that and other things. And so my ego was like a defense for me. I shielded everybody off because I didn't want to get hurt. And so I was a child, and that was like the only rational thing I could do. At least for me at that point, it would have been better if I chopped it out and everything. But that's where my ego developed, and then it just became. And then another things to reinforce it, like that invitation to a private school, and then not going there, feeling like I was supposed to go there and not going there. And then there was the virtual COVID, which further reinforced it because I still passed without doing anything. I was just there.
Yeah.
And that's how it went, and then yeah.
So you I guess this is gonna sound like it's kind of a dumb way to put it, but you guess you never really got humbled,
Yeah, not really.
and it kind of went unchecked. And
Exactly.
do you
Yes.
wish that you would have gotten? You would have kind of gotten humbled, I guess.
I guess, yeah. I kind of did in 8th grade. I met my best friend. We've been best friends for like 7 years, I think, in eighth grade. So yeah, like it's been 7 years. He was like equally smarter than me, but I was a little smarter than him. So every single time, we would compete and who would get the higher grade. Usually, I would get the higher grade, but it was nice. It felt like I knew somebody was there. He also had like somewhat similar issues like me too, like ego.
Yeah.
And so it was nice meeting somebody who was the same like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that was? I guess this leads into a really good question, which was, what was the biggest like pivot point in your life?
I would say that, yeah. Marrying him would have been the best, probably the best thing, because I met somebody who was somewhat equal to me.
He's able to challenge you.
It challenged me, yeah, and tried me to be better. Because I even like the ego thing, I never thought to be better. I always said I was the best. So there was no growth. It was just I was stuck in that child mentality for however years it was until I met him, and then I wanted to do more after I met him.
If you could go back and talk to your younger self, like with these kind of, I guess before you met your best friend, right? Before this pivot point, if you go back and tell your younger self, like, what advice would you give to him?
I would say just socialize more. I don't know. I mean, but the thing is that if I go back, I wouldn't be like this. I don't know what would happen if I.
How would you instill that in him? Because you know that he needs to socialize more, but you also know that you weren't gonna do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So how would you like? What's that light bulb moment that you would give to him?
I don't. Maybe teaching him more opportunities that will come, or like telling him that something, like you could. I don't know, like University High. Maybe telling him that there will be this opportunity where you will need to socialize more, and like now we doing interviews, mock interviews, and that skill is super viable right now. And until because he thinks my younger self will think about the family, and if I tell him that, he will say I need to learn this skill. And then I think that would develop into him just being more sociable, having less ego, meeting more people, and having more empathy, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It can be hard when you're not, because you wouldn't be the same person.
Yeah, exactly.
It's harder to listen to things that you don't understand when you don't understand them. Do you think that you would listen to your older self?
No. I mean, maybe. I would be skeptical at first. I would think, like, it's a hard question because.
Like, did you ever have an older brother or like
no, I didn't.
No. Not like a mentor, but like an older sibling type mentor?
Not really. I have an older sister, but I didn't get to meet her until I was like 6, and I really didn't develop that big of a connection with her as I have right now. Because she's like 7 years older than me, and so it's kind of hard. And yeah, it was. I don't really have a mentor, or when I didn't have a mentor back then, it was just me. I would say.
Do you have a mentor now?
Yeah, I would think so. Teachers here are really personal with you. They help you develop in good ways. There's also friends that help you. They give you another perspective, I guess, into how it is and how they are. That's why I always like asking questions of how these college classes and how you're doing in these. Not just because I am interested, but like I want to learn new things, and I want to know how you feel about them. So I could know, to have more knowledge, I guess. I don't know.
Like wider perspective and kind of things. Yeah, absolutely. What do you want to do? What do you want to do in your future right now?
I want to do mechanical engineering. I like science. I like math. When I was younger, I wanted to do robotics. I wanted to invent things. And so I think engineering will lead the pathway to new things.
It's a good field too. It's a
good
field.
Money too, and
And you definitely have the brain for it. I think, and I think I have the brain for it too. I think I'm just a little too lazy. I don't quite have the drive for the engineering field, but I definitely think if push came to shove, I could dedicate my life to that. Which not everybody does. Not everybody has the brain for engineering, so. It's good to hear that, like, I personally now know somebody who, like, you really will at some point be the future of, like, problem solving, like the most important kind of problem solving.
True. Yeah, I was going to help you with your mechanic. Why don't you want to go into mechanic? I mean, I know I'm the interviewee, but you know.
That's fine. It's a lot of hard puzzle solving. I'm not great with puzzles. I feel very. I get a lot of I get a lot of satisfaction out of solving puzzles, but I'm not a good puzzle solver, and I think I've always been upset at that fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been upset at that fact. Even just like games, like just puzzle games. I've played a lot of think about like escape rooms, things like that.
Yeah.
I would always play games like that with my friend, and he was really good at puzzle solving. But I always thought that I was smarter than him.
I get
He
that.
was really great at puzzle solving, but in terms of like academic performance, which is not, it's not black and white.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
lot
not
of
a
factors that
scale.
go into that. But I always performed better academically than him, and he would like we would play puzzle solving games. It wasn't like a jealousy thing, but it was just like a wow. Like I always thought that I was like so much smarter than him, and I cannot do this escape room. Like I'm just waiting for him to figure it out,
Right.
Because he has a brain for puzzles, man. And so yeah, puzzles really frustrate me.
Yeah.
And that's like math, and it's not just math, but just puzzles in general, like problem solving. Like I'm good with certain things, and other things I'm just not.
Yeah.
And you know, it takes practice and it
Yeah.
takes all these things, but I think it's kind of like with art where I don't like art because I suck at it, and when I try to get better at it, I'm just so disappointed in what I make that it makes me not want to keep doing it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's kind of how it is with puzzles. Like I can't get over this barrier to entry because I don't have fun doing it.
Fair.
So yeah, I think that would be my answer to that. I can't see myself doing it.
I see. That's what you meant by like lazy when you said that. I get that. Yeah. I've had many things that I'm interested in, but never started it because I was never good at it.
Yeah.
It's always been a struggle. I always wanted to do them. Like let's say play an instrument. I'm horrible at it, and I don't think I started with it. But I always wanted to. But now I don't even try to learn it because what's the point? I'm bad at it, and it's the entry level. I don't know. It's like what you were saying. Like you're not lazy, but you just don't feel like you could do it in like a good amount of time.
Yeah.
It take too long.
I think I have a personal example of kind of the opposite, which is really funny, and it's like insanely off topic, but it is a great example.
Yeah.
It really puts perspective. This was back in 2020 when I got into computer gaming, and I'm a big gamer. I love playing video games. I've always been like that, and I started playing Counter-Strike.
Right. Yeah.
In 2020, and Counter-Strike, coming from console gaming for the longest time, it was a huge learning curve. Huge learning curve. I've never had game mechanics like that.
Yeah.
I sucked so bad, but for some reason, I was always interested in it. And it's not like that for every game. If there's games where if I'm bad at it, I will never touch it ever again. Like I'm like that. I'm really like that. But Counter-Strike had this appeal that I just couldn't get over. And it took about 300 hours, because Steam tracks your hours.
Yeah.
It took about 300 hours for me to get good enough where I was happy with the improvements. I was like, okay, if I play 10 more hours, oh my God, I'm getting better. It took 300 hours of painful, I hate this game, I uninstalled it, reinstalled it like 20 times. I hated CSGO. 300 hours in, now I love that game.
I have a somewhat similar story. Not really, but I did move from console to PC last year, and I played a lot of Overwatch, and it's so much different.
Yeah.
Mechanically wise, keyboard and mouse.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
especially in Overwatch, a game where movement and aim mechanics, positioning, everything like that, it's really required. It was pretty bad. But the thing is, I really liked Overwatch, and I knew that I've seen like montages because of Overwatch players and how good they are.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to do that, but you really couldn't on a console limitation.
Yeah, there's definitely a ceiling that PC breaks, smashes through.
Exactly. And
You get so much better.
It took me like I would take similar to like 300 hours to get it down, and it was fun. And then I
Yeah.
started playing more games too, and like more like I started playing Valorant.
Yeah.
CS:GO, not CS:GO. Yeah, CS:GO. I didn't play that much, but a lot of shooter games too. And it was a good pathway, I would say.
I think the funniest thing about it is just like when you think about how long that really is.
I know.
The reason I brought it up was because we talk about things like learning an instrument or doing art. Like, if it took like I'm not saying it's gonna be the exact same, but let's assume that my barrier of entry to getting into something is 300 hours. That is a long time. Like, that takes dedication. That took me saying I'm never gonna touch this game again, and then crawling back to it 20 plus times.
Yeah.
Like, that's the dedication. It's sitting there doing it for hours, absolutely sucking, and still having the determination to keep going for 300 hours.
True.
And then after that, you're like I enjoy art now. I can draw now after 300 hours. That is no small task. It's no small feat. It's genuinely not. And again, it could be different, right? Obviously, I'm not saying art's going to take 300 hours, but if we're going based on that for a baseline, it's honestly laughable.
Yeah.
Where it's like, really, that's how long it took for me to get into this thing that I was vehemently against. You know?
I was gonna say, and then just the aspect of it being in a game too. It's supposed to be enjoyable. So it does take you longer to do it, but it's there. It's supposed to make you stay there for a long time.
Yeah, it's supposed to make you enjoy it.
So it's kind of different to have an instrument because you don't have those spikes of dopamine and like keeping you there, like to keep on trying. And I think it's harder to learn an instrument or start drawing because you don't see or you don't hit those dopamine hits like. Well, not like gaming.
No, I see what you're saying though. Yeah.
I would think it's more difficult, and I think that's why learning an instrument and learning something like that is much more difficult than like learning a thing.
Yeah, I don't think they're like directly comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But it's interesting to. I think like barrier of entry is a good word. And it's not so simple to just get into something.
True.
You know, even though. People talk about other ones like languages, like, oh, just learn another language. Like, oh yeah, we just learn another language. Like, all right, I'll download Duolingo for the 5th time and try to learn Spanish.
True.
Like, no.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people though. Like, obviously here in where we live at, there's a lot of Hispanic culture. But even when I grew up, like my dad's Dominican, and I learned English and Spanish at the same time until I was about 3. And I know a lot of people that Spanish is their first language, and they pick up English decently quickly. And I think I wouldn't know, but my dad, these are opinions of my dad that it's easier to learn English. And I've heard a lot of mixed opinions on that, but I think it's one of those things where it's an uncommon opinion that I haven't heard people say. It's kind of one of those things where it's like almost like people are afraid to say that, you know, because it's kind of like once you're bilingual, it's easier. It's easier to look back on it when you are bilingual than to like when you're doing it, you know. But moving to the United States, knowing Spanish, and then like being around English all the time and picking it up, like they just picked it up, you know.
Yeah.
Like it really wasn't that hard for them, and that's my dad and his siblings. But I wouldn't really know that, and I lost my Spanish a long time ago, and some things are easy to retain, but I was never around it when I was a kid. I lived in the part that I lived in Maryland, which is where I grew up, hardly any Spanish speakers. I would have had to speak it at home, which is what I know a lot of people do that all around the world. You know, when you speak another language at home, that's how you keep it. You speak it at home. You don't speak English at home. But we weren't really like that. Probably because my I don't know, my mom, I'm not sure. This is a good point. My mom is white. My sister's white. My brother's Puerto Rican, and I'm Dominican. And so me and my brother probably could have, but I don't know if any of my siblings ever learned Spanish. When I was a baby, because I'm the youngest, when I was a baby, I learned Spanish and English at the same time. But my siblings probably didn't. So if we all had it, it would have maybe been easier as well.
Yeah.
But just because the household was kind of divided, I just really would have been an outcast. And I almost want to say that if I knew Spanish and English and my siblings didn't, it could have made this divide between us. You know, and I don't know how it could have truly played out. But if I had something that they didn't, or I had an aspect with one of our parents, because my dad was like a father to all of us. But if I had something with my dad that they didn't, it would have maybe alienated us.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but I'm just thinking about it. It could have ended up like that. How did we get here? I forget what we were talking about.
We were talking about. Like,
I went
I
on.
know. Right? I think we got to gaming and then we're here.
Yeah,
we get it's usually how it goes. The conversation.
Yeah, that's the point though. You want it to flow naturally. That's why I don't want it to just be like. And then my next question is this.
I think we have a starting point. I like having a starting point because I know I go into tangents a lot. You know, I could probably connect to nuclear power plants eventually. I don't know when, but yeah. What
I don't know.
We were talking about mechanical engineering, why they don't want to instrument them gaming, and now here.
Yeah, now we're here.
Spanish, like
I can. I'll bail us out.
Yeah, please bail.
I'll bail us out with a question. What? So you're 17.
Mm-hmm.
This is like my favorite question of all time.
Right.
I don't like what lesson have you learned out of all your 17 years?
What lesson? Yeah. Value people, I guess.
Value people?
Yeah, I think, well, like, the ego thing has been such a defining part of me, I guess, that now that I, you know, have more empathy, I guess, I would think that's a really good thing to learn.
Value people. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I like asking that question because you learn a lot about somebody by like their most important thing that they've learned, and sometimes people don't know what it is at the time, so they just think of the thing that they can think of, which is also fine. But I have yet to hear a repeat answer.
Really?
Which is good. Like officially.
Yeah.
I have yet to hear a repeat answer officially. And so I always like thinking about people's their important lesson. And value people tells me about like the struggles that you've been through.
Yeah.
You know, because when you learn a lesson, it's because you go through a hardship. Usually go through a hardship and you learn a lesson. So to learn to value people is telling me that you didn't value people, and then you got to think about what kind of person would that be. And I think you can judge so easily. I think it takes a lot to not judge somebody.
True.
Oh, it takes so much to not judge somebody. It's almost like an instinct. I would almost argue that it is an instinct to judge somebody. You know, like when you see somebody new, or even somebody that's not new, and you hear something that your person, your brain does not agree with, you know, like who you are, which is just a culmination of everybody else you've ever been around.
True.
Does not agree with this new foreign idea, you judge.
Exactly.
It's like it's instantaneous, and it's so hard to not do that. But yeah, to value people, it's important. Human beings are like the biggest part of our lives.
Yeah.
Social interaction. There's not a whole lot of people out there who don't have to interact with other people, and even in like closed environments where you got to think about like I don't know the right word, but like religious settings, or like think about like Amish, right? Like they don't interact with the outside world, but they interact with each other.
Right.
You know, so like interacting with other people is a part of your life that you can't escape. And valuing others, like, or I guess not valuing others, looking at it the other side, is a disadvantage. It's a disadvantage. You're going to have to learn how to do it, or you're really going to struggle for quite some time.
Yeah.
And so, when did you learn how to value others?
I guess when I like made friends. I really don't know where it started, I'll be honest.
High school or before?
It was middle school.
Middle school, okay.
But I don't know what the catalyst of me was. Just like, I feel like I can't do this no more. It might have been just me feeling alone and wanting some interaction. That feeling might have been the thing that just led me here. Because like you said, I think people are inherently social. It always has been like that. So I think me being isolated for so long built up in me that just in 8th grade I felt one day I want friends, and I think that's what started. And yeah, I think that was it. That was the pivotal moment. I just think just me growing up, more years build up of isolation, that just crumbled once I got into 8th grade, because it was the first year, it was the first year I was present in school, like for most of the time, and I think that year and a half of not being in school really helped accelerate that feeling of isolation. 'Cause I didn't talk to anybody. I played games, but I played them by myself. Didn't. I played so much Minecraft, and that was just me by myself. That's probably.
Yeah.
I played like maybe 2,000 hours in that
That's a
year.
lot, yeah, that's a lot.
I played so much. That was like my outlet. But the moment I got into 8th grade, I saw people interacting, and I think I just yearned for that interaction. And that was the pivotal moment. I think just me entering 8th grade was it.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's funny to think about the people that we used to be. You know, like before you had this light bulb moment. You know, like, oh yeah, I should value people.
I should talk to people.
I should talk to people and stop thinking that everything is about me. But it's hard. It's hard to do that. I was gonna ask, how has University High taken that to the next level for you?
I mean, yeah, it's helped a lot. We're pretty close. I would say everybody here is like a total of about like 90 students here. So social interaction it's like inevitable. You have to interact with anybody. And then there's like the teacher aspect. Everybody's close to each other.
Oh yeah,
everyone
absolutely.
knows each other. Then there's now like interviews. We have to talk to people now. We have to learn those skills, those life skills. The mentorship thing.
Yeah.
Do that. I think that's helped a lot in my social growth, I guess.
Yeah, that's really good. The mentoring is a really great aspect. Getting you connected with people outside of school. A lot of things that high school just does not do. And it honestly, I think about it in a way where it's like they could and couldn't. There's so many more people at like just Easter. Just so many more people. If you looked at just the senior class in general, I don't think they do nothing to like prepare you.
Yeah.
But not as much as we do. And I feel very lucky to be in a place like this.
Same.
Do you feel like you made the right decision coming here?
I feel like I did, yes. It's helped me grow. I feel like if I didn't go here, things could have been vastly different. I don't think I would have been more social. I don't know. I think it's the best choice I made here.
Just coming here.
Just coming here alone is just a better choice than staying over there. Just growing here has helped me develop so many more things than I would have over there.
Yeah. Do you feel like, if you think about, this is a good question I'm just thinking about now actually. View senior Jason at Eastridge, and then view yourself here now. Like, what's the biggest difference that you would have to guess would be between you guys?
Maybe me just not talking to anybody, I think. I don't know. I think I would be social, but I'd be less social. I'd be less open. How about that?
Less open.
Yeah, I would just be an outer, like an even more outer shell. Like you said at the beginning, I have an outer shell.
Yeah.
It would just be completely closed off. Then only my friends would know about me, and that's it.
I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like this session is kind of taking like a peek inside of how you really think about things.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's great. That really is good. Did you come here because of friends, or did you come here like, was it kind of like oh man, all my friends are going? Because that's a genuine reason.
I'll be honest. Me, Gavin, Alicia, you. I didn't know Andre. I barely knew Gavin. Alicia, I knew for like a year, but I didn't talk to her much.
Yeah.
You, I did know quite a bit, but it really wasn't. It's somewhat influential to my decision, but not really. It was more just me not wanting to stagnate in Eastridge High School. Because here you get college classes and you get a new experience. And I just knew that if I stayed at Eastridge, the outcome would have been so much worse. I would have just gotten super lazy. Because towards the end of last year, too, not the end of last year, the year before that, sophomore year, I got really lazy. Like, insanely lazy. I still passed with like all A's, but it was close to not passing to all A's.
Yeah.
And so I knew that I had to do something. I had to make a change for me to step up my game, and This was most obvious and best option I could see.
Yeah, and it sounds so simple, but I've been to now two. I mean, I can only go to two of them, but the two recruitments from like last year and this year, going back to Eastridge, and so many people just don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that there's no reason to. I'm not saying that there's nothing they have going on personally that they can't go, but a lot of these people were just like us, but they just don't see themselves here. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, how can you not want more for yourself, you know? And I kind of wonder, like, where that decision is made. Where's that decision when you're like, I'm fine? Like, where does that come from? I don't understand.
I think that's how school is meant to be, though. You're supposed to have a schedule. You're not really supposed to expand to new things. I mean, in Eastridge, there's not really any clubs. I mean, there are clubs, but
I had to make my own club.
exactly, they're not set in present. How do you say it? Like, they're not there before you have
Precedent.
precedent. Yeah, and it's hard to go away from what you know. I would think. Then there's like that's how school is structured. You're just supposed to be here, go through your years, and go to college. And most people just think it like that, and they think, and then some people just don't value school. There's people who just think it as a hindrance, like, oh, I have to be here for 8 hours. I could be working. I could be making money, and that's another aspect to it. I think there's just so many human aspects to not wanting to come here that it just comes to whether or not you have to drive or not, or.
And the thing about that is it's a natural weeding process. We can only have 100 people max, or 110 or 105, something like that. We can only have like basically 100 people max. And it's a kind of a natural weeding out process, which is kind of the unfortunate thing, but it's almost like the laws of nature, you know? Like, we're only going to approach 100 max anyway, because everybody else is just going to pass the opportunity by. And the people who want to be there are the people who are going to get in.
Yeah.
It's almost like, the only real requirement is the want.
Yeah, and that's really hard in this world, but there's so many wants now.
Yeah.
Like, we have the internet, we can go wherever we want. There's so many wants that having one want is really hard to choose. Or like having to commit to something that will.
Yeah, commitment. That's another big thing.
Yeah, it will eventually give you more options, but it also limits some other options. Like, let's say sports. You could go back to your home school and play your sport, but it's so much more difficult.
Yeah, it's a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
And that kind of sets you up for decision making, honestly. I was just talking about, I don't know who I was talking to about it the other day, but the process from going from high school to adulthood can be really fast. But we do what we do here, and we're capable of doing it. We're capable of doing college since we were 15 years old. But you don't know that because you're never told that.
Yeah.
You're not told, hey, you can do this, by the way. Like, you're capable of doing this. It's just like, oh no, I'm in high school right now. Like, I do high school stuff. And so the transition is really, really fast. But if you start, like, with our program, we understand a lot more at an earlier age. So the transition gets easier for us, you know? But yeah, having that one and balancing the things is just another aspect of, honestly, life and adulthood and those kinds of things. So it's better to learn it sooner rather than later. But yeah, not everybody thinks about it, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It just you should take what you get. You should be grateful, and you should try to give back. That's
true. I was gonna say, like you were saying, not everybody knows about this. I didn't know about this until like sophomore year. I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't even know it existed. But then again, it hadn't existed for that long. But I think now that more people know, because now it's our third year, right?
This is our third year.
Yeah, I think more people who want to elevate. It's not like there's no want to do better. I think everyone wants to do better. Then again, there's the aspect of the human world where we are growing up. And I would think an age where you would want to stay as a child more and more. Yeah. You would want to isolate yourself from the real world. And I think people just don't want to, accelerate that process. They want to yearn for their high school years. Like, here is so much more different than high school, I think. You don't get that real high school experience because we're in a college. We're in university. And I think that might also be another aspect to that. Like, maybe they want to, but they'd rather not waste their years, their precious years. I think not waste, but they think like.
It's when you get toward the end, it becomes a battle. You want to hold on to it. Some people are like that, not everybody, but most people are like that. You want to hold on to it. I'll say, like, for me, high school was. I wanted high school to be a lot of things that it wasn't. And this year, I'm trying to make it all the things that I ever wanted it to be, which is why I'm reaching for these goals, like doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Because it just could have been a lot of different things, and it just wasn't. And that's just how life is. That's how the cookie crumbles. But you're gonna have to, like, you're gonna have to just do something about it. You know what I mean? Like, sitting and complaining about it is not going to fix anything.
It's true.
You really do have to just take advantage of it and do it. Just do it. But yeah, I think we are running out of time.
Yeah, I was gonna say what's
it's probably getting close. But Jason, thank you so much, man. This is a good interview. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it.
Okay,
I feel like we
good.
could have done better.
No, it's okay. And
I mean, I would go
we
for
can
a
always
second.
we could always have you on again. We could always have you on again. There's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate you a lot for being here. I had a good time. I did. And I feel like every time I have a conversation with somebody, I peel back the layers, because we all put out versions of ourselves that we want to project. So it's cool. It's good to get to know the real you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.